Hello everybody and welcome to Ask Karl G on the 3rd of January 2023. So today the conversations I've been having is about getting back to basics. It's been a funny old day for getting back. First of all, if anybody's on, can you please tell me that you can hear me? That's kind of important. Tell me if there's any problems there. In fact, while I get that, can you hear me? While I get the reply to that, I'll just do a quick bit of housekeeping. The subscribers page is about to be ready to launch again. It was supposed to launch 4 days ago. And yeah, it's kind of, I fell into a tech world. And it's been a little while to get that going, but the Karl Greenwood subscribers page will be up and running in the next couple of days. It's just awkward starting things with Facebook, and they don't give a customer support. You've got to work it out yourself. So I've been logging into my own subscribers page under a load of different Facebook guys who's trying to work out what's going on, but I think I've sussed it. So finally, the subscribers page will be up and running. The Mounted Division Ultimate Rider Confidence course, 3 months, study at home, deep dive into the psychology of what's holding you back from riding to get that mindset that you want, is still accepting applications to enroll. So look around any video, any of my products that you might want. It's like, oh, where can I find your horsemanship video? Where can I find your hypnosis? Where can I find your book? Where can I find the Ultimate Rider Confidence course? Any video, I put all the links on them. So you just go on them, find the links, find the help that you need. Nice and easy. So yes, I think that's about it for housekeeping. Loud and clear, I can hear you. Thank you, Laura. Thank you, Casey. Hello, Jill. Hello, Maureen. Jill, you weren't on the call last night. So we have Zoom meetings with the Ultimate Rider Confidence course. It's 3 months long. It gets deep into psychology. So I like part of the reason why people don't get on when they book onto online courses is because there's nobody on their backs keeping them on track. And also I like to be able to speak to people and make sure that we know what the course content means and any questions and this and that. So yes, Jill, we had a call last night and you weren't on it, so hopefully we'll see you again soon, because you missed a good one. It was great, and it actually got us to today's subject, back to basics, and is partly responsible for this survey here that I did. Let's get onto the survey. Let's get onto the subject of the day. So I put on this poll, slightly rude, because there's no answer. Can horses tell when you're nervous, says the question. And some people will go, oh yes, and some people will go, oh no. But yes and no weren't the options. The options were, nervous rider pages seem to think so, so I'll join them, worry about it even more, and then I expect we'll die. And the second option was, I've never heard a professional rider even ask this question, so I'm going to go and train my horse. Of course, one of these answers is silly. I'm just going to sit and worry about it. And the other answer is sensible. I'm going to go and train my horse. What I'm trying to get across in my rather clumsy way is, what difference to your behavior would it make? So if I've also heard that horses can feel your heartbeat at 6 fields away, and they can smell your adrenaline. They're so sensitive that if you just watch them when you see a fly land on them and you see them quiver, so they're super sensitive. And the question I'm asking back again, back to basics, what difference in your behavior would it make if the horse could smell your adrenaline or tell that you're nervous? Okay, so let's say we're nervous, we've got lots of adrenaline flowing. what difference would it make to your behavior to the horse? What difference would it make to the horse's needs? The horse may or may not be nervous as a result of you being nervous. What the horse is the horse. You know the horse's personality. It's possibly going to be nervous if it's a nervy horse, and it's possibly going to be solid if it's a solid horse. And it's almost as if your nerves wouldn't make much of a difference to what you got to do for that particular horse. Which is why I came to the second one. Professional riders don't really ask this question. They go and train their horse. Nerves. I tell you, I promise you, everybody going into the Grand National is bricking it. Everybody makes sure that they've had a wee before they go. Could you imagine what that must feel like going into the Grand National? I've got my friend Emily who races, and she loves it. But my gosh, I've seen some of her videos, and can you imagine how much adrenaline is flowing around there? Or if you're going to make excuses that, oh yeah, well, they're all about to go screaming abdabs, so it doesn't really matter. What about Charlotte Desjardins entering the Olympics for dressage? I promise you she's got nerves. But she won't do anything different. Because, my God, they're practice. They're absolutely practiced. They know exactly what they're doing. The problem with going with the option that there is nothing you can do, the horse will observe your subconscious signals. There's nothing you can do about the speed that your heart is beating. There's nothing you can do about it. But the horse will pick up on it and will act in a exaggerated manner, shall we say. There's nothing you can do, it's not your fault, is almost absolving you of the responsibility. Because what would you do different? You still, even in your heightened anxiety, you still have to have this much contact and this much leg and back legs under so much and on the bit so much, and your rhythm and your consistency and your regularity and all the little things that you have to think about. You still have to think about whether or not you're nervous. You have to think about them, whether or not you're nervous. Let me just see if I can change the background while I'm live. I did a great little post. Sorry to blow my own trumpet, but I did a great little post. Where is it? Maybe that's it. Ah, yes. Pooh and Piglet. You might have seen this one. Piglet says, do you think they can smell when you're nervous? It's the same question. And Pooh says, how can I get out of the way here? Stop finding things to fret about that you have no control over and ride your horse, replied Pooh. You've got no control over it. However nervous you feel, you've got no control over it. It doesn't matter if you're trembling. There's no need to think, oh, well, you know, it's all right, Karl saying that, and that Charlotte Desjardins can hide her nerves, but things is not like that, and the horse is going to feel that, and it's going to react. Nonsense. Nonsense. Does that mean that nobody has ever gone out, got caught in the rain, and gone cold and started to shiver, and then the horse reacts and bolts and rears and kills everybody? No. Does it mean that anybody who's slightly got any neurological condition or just age, or anybody with Parkinson's, anybody who's got the shakes a little bit, does that mean that they can't ride? No. The horse doesn't mind if you're trembling or not. The horse notices if you start behaving weird because you think, I'm feeling nervous, the horse is going to pick up that I'm nervous, I have to move very, very exaggeratedly slowly so it doesn't, well, now you're being weird. And a horse can pick up on you being weird. So it doesn't matter whether you feel nervous or not. You will still have to learn how to give the horse the signals that it needs and the leadership that it wants, and ride your horse nice and forward, even in a nervous manner. It's very black and white. Back to basics. Do you want to ride the bloody horse or not? I promise I've been extremely frightened on horses. Not because of the horses. I'm quite confident with horses because it's my job. But because I'm doing a show in front of royalty or a very important show or something like that. You've got to go back to basics. Do you want to ride the horse or not? And then this back to basics theme came out again in a conversation I had with Zana this morning. We were reading through, we were reading on the general nervous rider pages. And if you're going to join a nervous rider page, then it's going to be very hard to convince yourself that you're not a nervous rider. Nonetheless, foolish me. I'll end my career doing this. I was reading the nervous rider pages, and somebody was asking about a stronger bit and a back protector, and the answers, lovely answers from the community going, have you tried this bit, have you tried this bit, have you tried this bit? About 40 or 50 comments, yeah, you can get them here, you can get them here. And then finally, comment number 40 or 50 or 41 or 51 was, have you tried training your horse? Because that's more important than getting a stronger bit. Now, before you look at my pictures and go, Carl, you use curb bits on your horse. Yes, we do. But we train them. We really train them. And I believe, now I might be wrong here, this might be rubbish, but I believe that the problem is horses are bloody brilliant anyway. So you can get a horse, not give it much training, and you'd probably get away with it with a strong bit and a back protector just in case you get it wrong. Most horses, they're just brilliant anyway. Which means that when you get a horse that requires the training that all horses should have, but somehow these have been so brilliant they've got away with it, then you start comparing this horse to that horse, or other people start comparing it for you, going, yeah, well, we had Bobby for 20 minutes and we're galloping across the fields. Well, that means you were lucky. Fact is, we got to go back to basics when you get your new horse, when you need to train your horse, or if you need to train when you're feeling adrenaline, maybe you're a little bit frightened and you're like, oh, I'm a bit scared, but you still have to train your horse, which is what I was just saying a minute ago. Then you have to go back to basics. You have to go back to basics. Do your circles, do your arena work. If you haven't got an arena, do it in a field. Do the basics. I know you want to go galloping over the field because they had Bobby for 20 minutes and went galloping over the field because they were lucky. But you need to go back to your basics. And this is the time of year to go back to your basics. This is the time of year to go back to your standing at the mounting block, not galloping over the field, standing at the mounting block, doing your stretches, doing your groundwork, doing your long reining, doing your transition, getting your trots, getting your circles, getting your serpentines, paying an instructor to give you the discipline to trot in a circle for 10 minutes, which is surprisingly difficult, with the correct bend and the correct amount of contact and the correct rhythm and the correct consistency. This is the time. The reason why this came up, third reason why back to basics came up, was on the Ultimate Rider Confidence course meeting that I had last night, Zoom meeting. One of my clients had a thing, I don't know if you've ever been aware of it, it's a kind of arthritis that you can get after a virus. It's called reactive arthritis, lasts for about 6 months. Anyway, it put her off and left her hands weak. So she's back on the horse. She's really looking forward to it, which is a credit to my course. I'm very happy about that. And but the horse is a half shyer and it's strong and her hands are weak. So really, she's got to, well, she told me, she said, I'm going back to get my instructor and learning to ride a bit better so that I'm not having to rely on my strong hands. And now's the time to do it. She said, I'm really enjoying it. It's real. I'm becoming a better rider because I've had 6 months off. I've had a load of skill fade, and now I'm going to be a better rider because of it. My hands aren't strong enough if she decides to just start pulling forwards and being more enthusiastic than I can deal with. And now's the time to get back her base. She has to get back to basics. And it's just, it's so, if you do anything skillful, my favorite analogy is no matter how good a virtuoso musician you are, you will get in an instructor and they will go, right, let's start with your scales. And you'll be there, do, re, mi-ing it. It doesn't matter that you could fill up the Albert Hall with your beautiful playing. It will always come back to basics. And I think people like to avoid their basics because they want to be trying to push the envelope and getting themselves further and getting over this fear to canter transition or whatever. This is the time. This time of year is the back to basics. Practice your scales. Let's start off with standing at the mounting block. Let's start off with our transitions. Let's start off with our trotting a perfect circle consistently and not stopping because we're knackered, stopping because the exercise is finished. Back to basics. It's where it's at. It's absolutely where it's at. So don't do what the nervous riders do. Start worrying about whether a horse can smell, whether it's frightened, whether it's a bit windier than it should be, whether its conditions aren't 100% perfect. That's what the nervous rider page was full of that I was reading this morning, full of it. But it makes no difference. You still need to learn how to ride the horse in the wind. You still need to learn how to ride the horse if you're nervous. You still need to learn how to ride the horse if you're cold. You still need to learn how to ride the horse if you've had a break, if you've been poorly. And the way to do that is to get back to basics. Do you want to ride it or not? Let's start at the beginning. It's a question of patience. Super cool. I hope that all made sense. Now's the time to do it. Let's have a quick look at these. Hang on, let's find my... Yeah. Oh, there we are. Oh, there we are. Let's get back in my stable. I like that. This is my stables, by the way, if anybody's interested to know, if you've ever been here. Oh, look, there's lots of people. I was on the wrong page there. Lovely. Hello, Heidi. I've already said hello to Jill and Laura. Hello, David. Thank you very much for turning up. Maggie, I don't know if you were here when I was saying about the subscribers page. It's going to be going. I've given up trying to find the help and support from Facebook, which is now Meta. They're absolutely off on it. So we'll sort that out. Any problems, anybody who wants to get onto the subscribers page, £3.49 a month, and it will be full of conversations like this. I've been looking forward to making a community which replicates the endless conversations that I have with Zana, with the Mountain Division Ultimate Rider Confidence Course Zoom calls, with all the professional people, and I'm going to make a page for that. It'll be £3.49 a month, so it's not going to break the bank, and we'll get those conversations going. It fell over its technological feet over the last 4 days, but I think we've sussed out everything that we need to suss out, and we can launch it again. Super cool. Thank you very much. If anybody would like to, people watching on replay, if you'd like to bob in a question, and I'll be delighted to answer it. Super. Thank you very much. See you later. Put in your comments.